Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam. Today we're going to talk about section 3.8. It starts from page 79. It's all about mansoobat, words that are always mansoob, okay, Muhammadan type words. So there are two types of sentences, as you know, they're mubtada and khabar. Mubtada is always marfu, khabar is also marfu, and sometimes these sentences also have zarf. And then there are jumla fi'aliyah, jumla ismiyah, and this is jumla fi'aliyah, has fi'l, fa'il, sometimes maf'ul and zarf. So these are the major components of sentences in the Arabic language. And here there are some things that are mansoob, they're listed here. And the list goes like this. There are 5 that are mansoob that are all over here that are maf'ul. Okay, so there are 5 categories of maf'ul that are listed here. Let me put it like this: they're all mansoob. Maf'ul is all mansoob, right? So this is one major category that's going to be mansoob. But then this is maf'ul category. Then there are going to be like 5 different types of maf'ul. Okay, so the most common maf'ul is maf'ul bihi. Okay, so maf'ul bihi is the first kind. All right, and I'm going to write this in slightly different order because it makes sense. There's maf'ul fihi because it rhymes. Okay, and then there is maf'ul lahu, and then there's maf'ul ma'ahu, and finally there's another funky category called maf'ul mutlaq, maf'ul mutlaqun. Okay, so these are 5 categories of maf'uls, which are all going to be they're all going to be so what's that? They're all going to be mansoob. Okay, let me erase this and write that neatly in the same color as the rest. So maf'ul bihi. Alright, so maf'ul bihi, maf'ul fihi, maf'ul lahu, maf'ul ma'ahu, and maf'ul mutlaq. All of these are going to be mansoob. Okay, there's 12 of these, so they have to have a way of remembering. And then there's hal. There's another type that can come over here in jumla, and that is there's hal and hal. So and hal is also mansoob. Okay, is a description of the state of something. Okay, al hal. All right. And then there's one category. I'm going to put it over here. Okay. And then see we have inna or akhawatuha. Okay, inna wa akhawatuha. And there's kana wa akhawatuha. So if you remember what inna and kana does, okay, so they both come in jumla ismiya, right? So inna makes this is going to be ism inna now, and this is going to be khabar inna. So it comes in jumla ismiya. It's just going to make khabar inna. Inna makes ism inna mansoob, and khabar inna will be marfu. And kana is the opposite. See, kana comes in a sentence, and it makes the khabar of kana. It makes that mansoob. So now it's going to be khabar of kana is going to be mansoob, and the ism inna is going to be mansoob. So here we're going to write ism inna, and here we're going to write khabar of kana wa akhawatuha. Okay, that's another 2 categories. So that's we have to understand. Inna makes ism inna mansoob, kana makes ism kana mansoob, khabar kana mansoob. So that's how these 2 categories, the khabar kana and the ism kana, are going to be mansoob. Okay, so and then we got that, and then we have the other categories. So far we have listed 5, 6, 7, 8 categories, and then the 9, 10, 11, 12. They're not in the same order over here. So I'm going to put so ism inna and khabar kana. Okay, we go over there. Okay, so like that. and then we got how business needs. Okay, so the rest of the categories I'm going to write over here. 8. So I'm just going to write this 9. And at-tamiz. Okay, this is at-tami. Tam-iz. At-tamizu or at-tamizu. Two different spelling. At-tamizu. Same word but two different spelling. At-tamizu. With the one ya. At-tamizu. Okay. This is also going to be mansoob. Okay. And number 10. Okay, we talked about this before. Okay. Khabar. Okay, remember this ma, wala. خبر ما ولا المشبهتين شبهتين بليس. They work like Laysa. They're basically like Kana, right? So be Laysa. So they're also like Kana. So Ma and Wala, they're also like Kana, okay? So, but this time it's going to be Khabar. Alright, so, and then we have another category. Ismillah, okay, and then the same thing here. We did this before. Okay. La. This la, okay. التي لنفي الجنس, the one that negates the whole category. We did this before. Jinsi. Alright, and then finally there's number 12 is al-mustasna. 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 That's I wrote that very badly. Let's write this kind of nicely. Al-mustasna. Mustas and then na. Mustasna. Okay, so those are 12 categories. Okay, so what are the? Let's see. This is one. They're not in the same order, but it helps me to remember this is order because there's some kind of methodology here, right? So ism kana, ism inna, khabr kana, because you can figure that out, and hal, which is okay. This is number 3 is hal, and maf'ul. Okay, there's maf'ul bihi, okay, 4, 5 fihi, 6, 7, and 8 maf'ul mutlaq. Okay, those are all. And then 9 tamiz and khabr ma wala. So this is ma and wala like before, and la allati binafi bijansi like before, and then al mustasna. Okay, so we're going to talk about the ones that we didn't talk about before. Okay, so the first thing that they talk about here is maf'ul bihi, of course. First they just kind of go to maf'ul bihi. So we just talk about this bigger category of maf'ul bihi. So maybe we'll just do this over here. Alright. So let's just talk about the maf'ul bihi. Maf'ulun bihi. Okay, this is a basic object. That's the object. Object of the subject. Okay. Okay. It is the word on which the action of the fa'il takes place. The word on which the action of the fa'il takes place. Okay, you know that. Shariba Khalidun al-ma'a. Shariba Khalidun al-ma'a. Shariba is a fa'il, Khalidun is fa'il, ma'a is maf'ul bihi. We know that, right? Sometimes the verb governing maf'ul bihi is dropped. Okay, so sometimes the word governing the maf'ul bihi is dropped. Is dropped. Okay, let's just put it in the same line maybe. So it's dropped. Okay, sometimes it's dropped. And they give you the scenarios when this is dropped. Okay, so there are quite a few scenarios when that happens. Okay, scenario number one. Okay, sometimes the word governing the maf'ul bihi is dropped, such as in the following. Oh, this is the munada. This one category where it is dropped is the munada. Munada. So munada. Okay, this is the one being called. Okay, so munada, ya Allah, the one being called. Munada. Okay, so for example, ya ibn Zaydin. It's an example. See, ya, okay, ibn Zaydin. Ibn Zaydin. Okay, ya ibn Zaydin. Oh, son of Zayd. Okay, so so this is harf an-nida. An-nidai. I want to write this neatly because this is kind of important. So start maybe here. Harf an-nidai. An-nidai. Okay? Harf nidai. Okay? The particle of calling. Harf nidai. Okay? And this Ibn Zaydin is munada. Okay? So this Ibn Zaydin is munada. Munada. Like this. The one who is being called. Ya Ibn Zaydin is the munada. Okay. So but this sentence was originally, okay, it was originally ud'u. Okay. Ad'u Ibn Zaydin. So this sentence was originally this, but this adu, which is calling, adu is to call, invite. This is this has been dropped. Okay, so you just say ya ibn Zaydin. Okay, okay. So so this verb adu, which means to call and invite, right? It's call or invite, that was dropped. Sometimes the fi'l that's governing the maf'ul bi is dropped. So this is one example. All right. So note harfun nida, the vocative particles. This is vocative particles. Harfun nida is the vocative particle. Um, Substitute the harfun nida. Substitute the omitted word. That's basically what it does. Harfun nida substitute the omitted word. There's some of the there are several vocative particles. Okay, this is not the only vocative particles. There's a and ayya. Okay, a and ay. Okay, um, this is and this is for when munada is near. When munada is near, when the thing you're calling, munada, is near. Okay, so if it's near, you use those. Okay, so if it's near, you use these. And then there's other ayya. This is another ayya. Ayya, not ayya. It's ayya or and haya. I have not seen this, but these are used when the munada is far. Okay, so you can use these when they are far. And then of course there's ya. Okay, so this is for when munada is near or far, does not matter. Okay, so you can use it for both. So these are some of the harfu nida. These are some harfu nida. These are harfu nida right here. Okay, all of these are. So that's that little conversation about harfu nida. So there is some there's more discussion about harfu nida. These are so simple particles. You might find such a discussion about it. You might forget about using them. Uh, so harfu nida. When depending on the if the if the munada, see it's if the munada depends what the munada is. So how they're used, there's different things happens. Okay, munada. So the first category is munada here. Okay, um, Arab of the munada. Okay, so the Arab. This is all about Arab of munada. What will the Arab of the munada be? Okay, if if the munada is a mudaf, okay, that's mudaf, or shabihun bil mudaf, or it is shabihun mudaf, shabihun, sha, shabihun bil mudaf, mudaf, which is another way of saying, this is basically another way of saying shibhul mudaf, which is same thing as, they're just introducing another terminology that might come in other books, I guess. Shibhul mudaf. Shabihul mudaf or shibhul mudaf. Okay, same thing. So, and then there's another category. If munada is a mudaf, but as or if munada is a shibhul mudaf, or if the mudaf, or it's a nakira, غير, here's a funky category. Nakira. Nakiratun. Okay? Indefinite. And nakira غير مغينة. مغيّة. مغيّة. مغيّنة. Okay. Unspecified nakira. Unspecified nakira. Okay, so these are three separate categories. Okay, so in all of these three circumstances, however, the munada will be mansoob. Okay, the i'rab munada will be mansoob. Yes, and now I'll give examples. Very best way to example. The first case example, Ya ibn Zaydin. Ya ibn Zaydin. See, in this case, the munada is mudaf. Okay, Ya ibn Zaydin. Okay, Ya ibn Zaydin. Ya ibn Zaydin. That's it. Ya ibn Zaydin. So I should have made ibna. This is ibna. See, I made a mistake there. This is Ya ibn Zaydin. It's mansoob. This whole thing is about mansoob, for God's sake. You're talking about mansoob. So, Ya ibn Zaydin, it will be mansoob. If the munada is a mudaf. If it's shibhu mudaf, like it's similar to mudaf but not exactly mudaf, it will also be mansoob. For example, Ya khari'an. That's khari'an. What kind of khari'an? قارئا كاتبا كتابا. O reader of the book. O reader of a book. O reader of a book. الشبه جملة, right? The reader of a book. قارئا كتابا, right? It will also be mansoob. Okay? Like this. It is nakira غير مقينة, unspecified nakira. This is a funky category, okay? This last one here. Ya rajulun. Ya rajulan. Rajulan. Okay? Somebody's calling, oh man. Okay? Oh man. Okay? خذ بيدي. خذ بيدي. Take my hand. Okay, that's what he's saying. Take my hand. So see, the blind man does not know who is calling to, right? So it is nakira. So it is nakira. Munada is a nakira. Okay? And غير معين, unspecified nakira. Just you don't know any man. This could be any man, right? So it's going to be mansoob, unspecified, because there's going to be nakira that's going to be specified. Okay? So on the other hand, then you're going to have this category. Okay, number this category over here. Okay, that's nakira muayyinu. That's specific. Nakiratun. That's not muayyinatun. Muayyinatin. Muayyi. Muayyanatun. My God, these words. Muayyanatin. Nakira muayyinatin. That is specified nakira. This is specified nakira. Okay, so this category is specified nakira. We'll see what that means, okay? Another category is ma'rifatun mafradatun. What the heck? So we have ma'rifatun, ma'rifatun. So here's everything you ever wanted to know about calling, munada, okay? Harf nida. This is everything you ever want to know about harf nida. Ma'rifatun mufradatun. Mufrada. Only like these 6 things you have to know here. It's just think positive. We can handle 6 things about harf nida. Okay, so this is singular ma'rifa. Singular ma'rifa. And finally, we have this last category. Let's call it here mu'arrafun bil'al. Mu'arrafun bil. Okay. All of these categories, it's going to be marfu. Okay? It's going to be normal. So, in other words, there's only 3 categories where the harf nida will make munada mansoob. There are only 3 categories that harf nida will make munada mansoob. That's these categories. And then the other 3, it won't make marfu. So let's give examples of these 3, okay? When it's nakira muayyin, it's specified, okay? Ya rajul, you looking at the man. Ya rajulu. Rajulu. You're looking at the man. Ya rajulu. Ya rajul. Okay. So that's ya rajulu. That's nakira muayyanatu, specified nakira. Okay. And then ma'rifatu ma'rifa mufrad, one mufrad. Okay, ya Zaidu. You're calling to Zaid. Oh, hold on for a second. So we have ya Zaidun. Now here's Zaidu. Again, see? Ya Zaidu. Okay? It's going to be Ya Zaidu. So you call him Ya Zaidu. Ya Rajulu Ya Zaidu. Nakira. So you just have to remember these examples in a way. And mu'arrif will be al. If there's something, if there's a word that has al in it that you're going to call al, you have to add. This is a very cool thing. If there's al in there, if there's al in there, you have to have ayyatuha. Okay, you have to add ayya, ya ayyuha, or ya ayyatuha. So you have to add. Okay, has to be added. Has to be added. Okay, between harf nida and munada. Between harf nida and munada. For example, okay, ya ayyuhar rajulu. Ya ayya ya ayyahar ar-rajulu. Ayyuhar. See, so there is a al here. So there is a al here, and that's why you have to add ayya. So there's when there's al, you have to have these two, and they're going to be marfu. They're going to be marfu. Okay, so the 6 rules, because you're going to have to use harf nida at some point in your life, I guess, right? So if nida to a mudaf, or nida to a shibu mudaf, or nida to a nakira ghayra muayyanatin, which means unspecified nakira, unspecified, rajulan, ya rajul, any unspecified. It's going to be mansoob. Ya ibn Zaydin, ya khari an kitaban. Yeah, that's shibujum. That's mansoob. Ya rajulan, that's mansoob. So these are mansoob. Okay. Ya ibn Zaydin, ya khari an kitaban, ya rajulan khuz biyadi. Okay. These are mudaf, shibu mudaf, and nakira غير معينة غير معينة unspecified nakira. Whereas nakira muayyanatin is specified nakira. Like you're looking at the pen, ya rajulu, it's going to be marfu. And if it's mufrad ma'rifa, if ma'rifa mufrad is one person that you know, it's going to be marfu. Ya zaydu. You're not going to say ya zaydan. Is right for it. And finally, if there's marifa with al, if there's al with it, you have to have ayyuha or ayyatuha for female. So this is for masculine, and this we have to add, as in ya ayyuha raju, ya ayyuha nas, like that. Okay. So these are some rules. How do we get even to harf nida? We got harf nida from muda. Where we harf nida? This is like almost like a tangent topic, right? But how do we get there? So, how do we get to? So we were talking about the first category, maf'ul bihi. We were talking about maf'ul bihi, okay? We were talking about maf'ul bihi, and we said sometimes the maf'ul bihi, the fa'il is skipped. When is the fa'il skipped? The fa'il is skipped with harf nida. That's one category of when it's skipped. So anyway, and this was and then we got into this munada. It's not the only category where the file is skipped. There's another category, second category, file is skipped. B. That's what we're going to do. Oh, there's another last thing about harfu nida. Abbreviation is allowed in munada. This is okay. Before we get to this, abbreviation is allowed in munada. So you say ya Malik, ya Maliku. This can go to ya Mal, ya Malu, or ya Mali, ya Mali. So when you can just knock off the last letter, and Either you keep the original letter, or you change it to, or you can change it to a dhamma. Okay, ya Mansur. Okay, so another example, ya Mansur. Okay, ya Mansuru, you can shorten it to ya Mansu. Ya Mansu. Okay, like this. So abbreviation is allowed in munada. Okay, when is also the fi'l sometimes fi'l is skipped. We're talking about maf'ul bihi, which is this whole conversation is about maf'ul bihi, which is mansoob, which is the topic of the day. Everything that's mansoob is almost slight tangent. So ahlan wa sahlan, ahlan, ahlan wa sahlan is another example where the fi'l is skipped. Ahlan wa sahlan. Okay, this is another example that the fi'l is skipped. This was originally atayta ahlan, atayta, atayta ahlan. That means you came to your family. Atayta ahlan. And watayta, watayta. It means you trampled that, you walked upon. Watayta sahlan, in easy ground. Okay, that was the original thing. See, you have come to your own people. This means ahlan wa sahlan. Ahlan is your family, right? So you have come to your own people, and you have trampled, you have tread upon. I would say tread upon comfortable ground. Comfortable ground. In other words, welcome. This is a welcome, right? So in this case, see, the ataita, ahlan, and wataita has been, these are both fi'ls, fi'l. So fi'l fa'il and maf'ul. So fi'l and fa'il is skipped, fi'l fa'il is skipped, and just maf'ul is left over here. So these are both maf'ul bihi. That's why it's ahlan wa sahlan. Those are all maf'ul bihi. See? Ahlan wa sahlan. So ataita and wataita has been skipped. Those are both fi'l and fa'il that have been skipped. Okay. Another category when the fi'l is skipped and the maf'ul bihi is there. Sometimes when warning somebody, the verb governing the maf'ul bihi is dropped. Okay. So sometimes when warning something. Sometimes when warning someone. Okay. So the fi'l is dropped. So these are all times when fi'l is dropped. So for example, at-tariq, at-tariq. الطريق الطريق الطريقة is a maf'ul bihi, so it's going to be mansoob. قط الطريقة 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 means watch the road, watch the road. This was originally اتق الطريقة. Okay, be careful. اتقي الطريقة. Beware of the roads. If somebody's walking blindly and not looking at the roads, warn them, beware of the roads. So الطريقة الطريقة, you say that. In this case, again, this fi'l has been removed, and what remains is maf'ul bihi. Another example of this is like iyaka wal asada. So iyaka wal asada. Okay, which means you and your lion. Ittaqi nafsaka min al asad. This was originally save yourself. Ittaqi ittaqi nafsaka min al-asad. Save yourself from the lion. So instead of saying, oh, big Christian, iyaka wal asad. So all of that has been dropped. Okay. So this is another example. Okay. So we talked about that. So now this was a huge, huge tangent. The first thing we said, this topic is about all the mansubat. We said isma inna wa khatuha, khabr kana wa khatuha, and then we said the hal, which we'll get to later, and we said these five categories of maf'ul that are mansub. So we just talked about this maf'ul bihi, okay? And when we talk about maf'ul bihi, we said sometimes we talk maf'ul bihi, the fi'l that's governing the maf'ul bihi is skipped. And these are all the places where fail that governs the maf'ul bihi is skipped. In munada is skipped, and we talked about some rules of munada there, and we talked about ahlan wa sahlan, and some warning some people it is also skipped. Okay, so that's that. That's maf'ul bihi. And now we should we'll talk about all of these, but the next is going to be maf'ul mutlaq. Okay, now here we're going to talk about maf'ul mutlaq. Okay, so maf'ul mutlaq, maf'ul mutlaq. Okay, maf'ul mutlaq. It is the master of the verb that governs it, and is used for the following. Okay, it is the master of the word. Okay, that governs it. So, okay, of the word that governs it. So one word, and then you're using its masdar. Okay, that governs it, and is used for the following. And this maf'ul mutlaq will also be mansub. Okay, so it's used for following what? Okay, so here's an example. For ta'keed, ta'keed, emphasis, ta'keedun, emphasis. Okay, so it's used for emphasis. Example, darabtuhu, I beat him. Darabtuhu, I beat him. Darban, that's the master of daraba yadribu darban. I beat him severely. Emphasis. Darabtuhu darban. So this is the masdar, right? And it is mansub because we said this is maf'ul mutlaq. Maf'ul mutlaq. Okay? And it's the masdar. Okay? Maf'ul mutlaq. And it's here is used for emphasis. Ta'keed. Darabtuhu darban. Okay. Another way it is used is ta'keed, bayanun nawi, to express. Bayan, okay, a description of the type. An nawi, okay, to describe the type. Description of type. Okay, so you use masdar again. So all of these are masdar, see? That's the masdar. Jalastu jalsata khari'i. So here it is. Jalastu, I sat. Jalastu, how did I sit? Jilsata, jilsata, jilsata. I sat like the jalsatan al khari'i. Khari'i. I sat like the khari sits. Okay, so expression of description of the type. Okay, so here we go again. And third example reason is used is bayanul adadi. Description, bayanu al adadi. Adadi. Number of times. Number of times. Okay, let's example. ضربته ضربتين. ضربته. ضربته, I beat him. ضربته. ضربته. This terribly. ضربته. I beat him. ضربتين. ضربتين. Like this. I beat him twice. Okay, so that's the master. Okay. Sometimes the verb governing maf'ul mutlaq is also disdrawn because of context. For example, oh, same here. Sometimes, a lot of times, maf'ul mutlaq, maf'ul bihi, whatever, the fi'l is dropped. Okay, here's an example of this. Sometimes the verb governing maf'ul mutlaq is dropped because of context. For example, khayra. Okay, so sometimes the verb governing maf'ul mutlaq is dropped. Verbs being dropped left and right today is dropped due to context. An example that's given over here, example that's given over here is khayra maqdamin. Khayra maqdamin. Okay, this was apparently originally khadimta quduman khayra maqdamin. Khadimta khadimta quduman. Oh boy, quduman. Khadimta quduman khayra maqdamin. Okay, which means you came a good coming. You came a good coming. So you came a good coming. So this drop. Okay. Khadimta quduman khayra maqdamin. Okay. Wow. Khadima is too. Alright. Khadimta khuduman. See, khuduman is the master too. It's funky, right? Khadimta khuduman, which for emphasis, khayra maqdamin. A good coming. Alright. Here the verb khadimta and khuduman, which is maf'ul mutlaq, have been dropped because of context. Only the sifa of the maf'ul mutlaq remains. So this is actually the sifa of the maf'ul mutlaq remains. Sifatu. So this is like sifatun of maf'ul mutlaq that remains. Kind of funky. Okay, everything was dropped. Okay, maf'ul. Okay, then there's maf'ul lahu. So another maf'ul. Now we're going to talk about maf'ul lahu. We talked about maf'ul mutlaq here, and now we're going to talk about maf'ul lahu. Okay. So maf'ul, the third category, maf'ul lahu. You can't see because of the light in here. Here's light. Maf'ul mutlaq. So maf'ul lahu. Let's talk about maf'ul lahu. Maf'ul lahu. Okay. Maf'ul li ajlihi. Also known as maf'ul. Okay. Li ajlihi. Why is it known like this? To make our life easy. Li ajlihi. It is a noun which explains the reason for the action taking place. Maf'ul lahu. Noun which explains the reason. You should have a way of remembering this. Maf'ul lahu means reason. Reason for why something is happening. The reason for action. Lahu, reason. Okay. Generally, it is masdar. Generally, it is masdar. Okay. So, example. Darabtuhu ta'diban. Same guy, he's trying to explain to Darabtuhu. Okay. تأديبا. تأديبا. تأديبا, to give him adab. I beat him, I hit him to teach him manners. I hit him, I hit him to teach him manners. مفعول له. Okay, that's مفعول له. Next big category is مفعول معه. مفعول معه. Okay, مفعول معه. Noun which appears after such a vowel which has the meaning of ma'a. This is cool. Noun which appears after such a vowel. Vowun. Such a vowel. Okay. Which is the meaning of ma'a, with. Okay. Which has meaning of ma'a. Okay. So with. So, and this is called wow of ma'a. Wawun. So wa'u mudaf mudaf. Wa'u. Waw al ma'a ma'i ma'iyati ma'iyati wawul ma'iyati waw of with. Okay, so example مفعول معه. Example جاء زيد والكتاب. جاء زيد. Okay. والكتاب. Now, it's not that the book was walking along with him. Okay. جاء زيد والكتاب. Zaid came with the book. That's what it means. جاء زيد والكتاب. This is واو المعية. This is واو المعية here. Right here is the واو المعية. Okay. With. This is مفعول معه. It came with. جئت وزيدا. I came with Jade. And then of course it's mansoob. This is مفعول معه. It's mansoob. So this is مفعول معه. Okay. مفعول معه. Okay. That's مفعول معه. And it's mansoob. Another example is جئت وزيدا. جئت وزيدا. Okay, I came with Zayd. This is what that means. This is another thing. I came with Zayd. جئت. I came with Zayd. That's what that means. So that's ma'ahu. Okay, so we covered here. And then there's one maf'ul fihi. Oh, this is a big one. Stuff. There's a whole bunch. Okay, let's try to get this done. Okay, let's try to get this done. Okay, this room here. Okay, so let's do this over here. Kind of tired. So it's like there's maf'ul. Okay, there's maf'ul fihi, which is aka zarf. This is zarf. Maf'ul fihi. This is also zarf, aka zarf. It is noun which denotes the time and place. Okay, a noun which denotes, okay, the time or place, okay, in which the action takes place. So time and place. Okay, so time is zaman. Okay, zaman. And place is makan. Okay, makan. So zarf. Safartu shahran. Example. I travel for a month. Safartu shahran. So this is a fi'l fa'il and this is maf'ul fihi or zarf. Okay, so this is fi'l plus fa'il. This is, and this is sarf, which is maf'ul, in this case fihi. Okay, and shahran is time, right, for zaman. Okay, maf'ul for zaman. So both zuruf, namely zaman and makan, are of two types. Okay, ma'dudun and mubhamun. This is interesting. Listen, both zuruf, okay, zurufun, okay, which is zaman and makan, okay, there are of two types. So zaman and makan, there are of two types. Okay. Uh, so zuruf zaman. So we're going to talk about first. We're going to talk about zuruf plural. Zuruf الزماني. ظروف الزماني. Okay. Time. There are two types, right? We said. So there are mahdud. Mahdudun, as in hudud. As in hudud is like limits, right? These are the hudud of Allah, right? Mahdud, okay? Limited or restricted, okay? Um, for example, Yawman, Laylan, Shahran, Sanatan. I'll just write the examples here, okay? Yawman, okay? Laylan, Shahran, Shahran, or Sanatan for a year. So these are all limited times, right? Mahdud, right? And then there are mahdud, and then there are mubham, okay, unrestricted, unlimited, unrestricted, okay. For example, dahrun, which means for a long period of time, okay. Sumtu dahran, I fasted for a long time. And then there's hina, okay, hinun, sometime, okay. Da'anuhun qahumu hinan min ad-dahri, sometime for a long time, okay. So this is so the mahdud limited and mubham unlimited. Okay, same also for for uh okay, zuruf al makan. See, zuruf al makan. Okay, same thing. There are mahdud limited. Okay, limited and restricted. Makan is place, right? Uh, صليت في المسجد. صليت في المسجد. Like it's limited place, right? Where the masjid is. The boundaries of the limited masjids are pretty well established, right? Jalastu fi dar. Jalastu Fid dari. I sat in the house. The boundaries of the house is pretty well established, right? And then there's mubham, mubhamun. Okay, unlimited, right? For example, khalfa. Jalastu khalfahu. Jalastu khalfahu. Kind of khalfa behind where? It's not very clear, right? Or amama. Qumtu amamahu. I stood. Qumtu. Qumtu amamahu. Okay, I stood in front of him. Okay, so note in case of the makan mahdud, the fi is mentioned in words, while in makan mubham, it is assumed to be there. Okay, uh, okay, so so that's the detail. All right, so we'll do that. All right, so that's it. That's it. So we talked about the five types of maf'ul fihis. Okay, so let's just go over these. So we kind of put a big deal about this maf'ul. Maf'ul bihi, this is the object. Okay, right? Okay, so maf'ul, we talked about it in a different order than I've listed, but although I like the order, maf'ul bihi is the object, right? And then we talked about maf'ul mutlaq, which is the masdar. Okay, masdar, which is used to show like emphasis, a description, or number. And maf'ul lahu generally is a masdar for reason. Okay, that's lahu. Maf'ul ma'ahu has a meaning of with. Okay, maf'ul ma'ahu has a meaning of with. And this is zarf zaman and makan. Fihi, zarf zaman. So those are bihi, fihi is zarf maf'ul lahu. So that's this talking about this zarf here, basically here that I have in here. This is zarf. Okay, that's maf'ul fihi. Okay, so those are also, these are all mansoob. So all of the words that are mansoob here we talked about. So ismu inna, khabar kana, and we talked about the maf'ul. Okay, that's mansoob, and the maf'ul bihi, maf'ul fihi, maf'ul lahu, maf'ul ma'u, maf'ul mutlaq, and the zarf is another name for maf'ul fihi. We still have to talk about how and the rest of this, which we'll do inshallah next time. Salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Salam.